touchdown.
The route, and Randy Moss, without even really being able to run, as he shoots the moon to the
pass, pumps to the left, 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone. It's caught! It's Greg Lewis! Oh my heavens! Greg Lewis's first catch has given the Minnesota.
Four, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You got the SKOL DOC here, and tonight we have a very special guest. We are joined by Justin with the Purple Persuasion. Justin, how you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime, my dude. So follow Justin at the Purple Persuasion at TPP School on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Yep. The top Vikings aggregator that is out there, the only one that I really trust, to be honest with you. A lot of aggregators get a bad rap out there, and most of them rightfully so with the way that they run their accounts. But you guys are truly just the utmost, most professional aggregator that I found. You keep it, straight 100. No issues with you guys at all. I always go to bat for you guys, defend you guys when, people kind of go against, they kind of group you in with the bad aggregators. And I'm like, no, these guys do it the right way. So if you're not following the Purple Persuasion, please look into it. Anything you'd want to know about the Vikings, they're going to make sure that you see that. So very lucky to have Justin with us tonight. And as always, we have Dave, and this is House Calls with SKOL DOC, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. Dave, how you doing? Did you enjoy the first preseason game?
Well, I'm a little upset. You got that awesome intro, and I just got here's Dave. Here's Dave. I'm kidding, man. That's all. Hey, I'm going to tell you, Purple Persuasion. I mean, if anybody, they've reacted positively and grew every time someone said something, or they decided, hey, this is the right way, and they've always navigated to where they are. Occasionally, when you have to get stuff out as fast as they do, faster than anybody I've ever seen. I told him that Elon Musk probably has his chip in his head, and he's got his thoughts go straight to X now. But they've always adjusted, always made the changes, and always in a positive direction. So they are the shit.
Absolutely. So let's jump into it. Let's recap here our thoughts on the first preseason game. And I saw a lot of tweets during the game from some very common Vikings accounts. I'm going to call you out, Vikologists, Skull Bros. The sky was falling, right? Oh, my God, team's going to be terrible this year. This looks terrible. The defense is garbage. Guys, let's calm down. It's a preseason game. It's vanilla. We're really just trying to progress some guys, and I liked what I saw, honestly. I mean, so let's start out with that first drive. Sam Darnold, love what I saw out of Sam Darnold. Everything was on time. He was accurate. They marched all the way down the field, stalled out in the red zone, but again, we're keeping it vanilla. I would like to see a little bit better run game, some more meat and potatoes run blocking down there inside the 5, bully, push it in. But it seems like we saw a little bit of that last year. So we'll keep our eyes on the left guard and that running game situation. But then jumping into JJ McCarthy, I mean, wow. I mean, what more could we have expected? A lot of people made, a big fuss about the interception. That's what preseason games are for. Let's see what we can get away with, get used to the speed of the game. I'm absolutely not upset about that interception at all. He's going to learn from that interception. And you see a lot of, this is just public service announcement for Vikings fans. It's been a while since we've had a rookie quarterback. Any troll fan out there for some other team is going to come after your quarterback. They're going to say he's garbage. He's a bust with every single bad play he has out there. Let it roll off. Don't sweat it. It is what it is. We're going to do the same thing to Caleb Williams when he throws a pick. So don't worry about that. I think that in terms of grading JJ McCarthy's effort for this game, I'd give him a solid A. I think that he went above and beyond my expectations. Some people are going to say, oh, he was playing against second, third teamers. Yeah, but he was playing with second and third teamers. So what do you expect out of him? I mean, you just want to see that he can make it through progressions, throw the ball accurately. And I was very impressed with his arm talent, and I gave him a solid A. What do you guys think? Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy, I thought he had an excellent game. That first pick had me nervous on like his third throw, I believe it's the first series. But coming out of halftime, he just started unloading, and it was pretty cool. Justin Jefferson was talking to PA like on the game call, and PA asked him like, what would you do right now as the OC if you were taking Kevin O'Connell's spot? And Jets now was like, I want to see some bombs. And literally 2 plays later, it was the bomb, and it was awesome, right? 45-yarder to Tristan Jackson. Overall, I thought JJ McCarthy exceeded expectations. I'm hard on him. I give it like a B+. He did miss, the interception was bad. I thought that he had like an overshot on like it was like a running back toss, just a quick throw over the top. He kind of beamed it and then like sailed right over the running back's head on the little screen pass. Outside of that, he was excellent. He made some good throws. B+, which is, I think very, 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 very good. And I thought Sam Darnold probably was more like a B-. So I give you guys a grading scale right there.
What were your issues with Sam Darnold? Why would you give him the B-?
He did have the headphone issues. I'm talking like a legit scale. Like everybody wants to say A+, A-, whatever. Darnold, I didn't like that 4th down throw. He beamed it to, I can't remember the receiver.
That was Naylor.
Yeah, and he just beamed it. It was a little behind, and you're at like the 7-yard line or something like that. So it's like you don't need to whip it that fast. He had another one that he kind of overthrew a little bit. The receiver did come down with it. Might have been Naylor again because he was all over that first series. But it was a little bit – overall, he executed, but, he had like 12 snaps, I believe. So it's hard to judge, from his full ability. But overall, I thought they both played well, and they both deserve credit for credit's due.
And I think Ty Chandler actually dropped what would have been a touchdown the play before that failed 4th down conversion. So
it was a little high. That's the one that was a little high, I thought.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of.
Dave, what do you think about JJ McCarthy's play?
So it was a slow start. I'm going to say that. And I wasn't too mad at the pick. I feel like, well, 2 things that happened that first half, that when he rolled out, or he reverse rolled out, and I don't think he was ready for the speed of the game, and he threw that sidearm ball to, if there's a guy back there, it's a pick, but luckily there's nobody behind the running back or, coming to make a play. So, but I think that was more of a learning experience. So I'm, early, one of your first few plays, getting prepared for the speed of the game. So no big problem there. Same thing with the pick. I mean, he threw it. If he leads the receiver, it's a good throw, but he didn't. He threw it. He tried to throw it on target. But he's running. He's running while he's throwing it. That's one of those things you're just going to get used to your body, get used to the receivers, get used to the speed of the game. So I wasn't too, but it was a slow start. A second half, and that was great too. Just like Justin said, throw it deep, and he does. And that was a thing of beauty. That was a throw of beauty. Mm-hmm. He led the guy open. He threw it to the right spot. He let the guy run underneath it. A great deep ball accuracy. The same way with the other touchdown. But right before that touchdown, it could have been a fumble. We could be talking about 2 turnovers right now instead of 2 picks. And one of the things I talked about in his college tape is he had like a 6th sense, like a Mahomes type sense where he's able to escape pressure. I was like, I saw the guy coming, and he had plenty of time to like step up, or he just didn't feel him, didn't see him, whatever. And honestly, he was getting plenty of time. And luckily, he did hold on long enough where they overturned it. But, so I'm not going to give him B+ and A-, but I can see where it's going to be. You didn't
answer the question, Dave. Said you didn't answer the question, Dave.
What's the question?
So you got to give it a grade.
Got to give it a grade.
Oh, I got to give it a grade.
Yeah.
I'll give it a B. Yeah. I give it a B, not a B+, but a B. Because he did come back from the almost mistake and threw a touchdown, and that's what you got to do. some players might come back and they get stuck in their head that they almost cost almost cost the game. He goes and throws a touchdown right after that. Mind you, he was wide open. He had plenty of time to throw it, but he made the throw. He threw it on time. He did a lot of good things in that game. I threw for like 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, the 1 pick. Again, learning experiences all the way around. I think he's a better player now than he was before the game started.
For sure. I think as Vikings fans, what we should take away from this game is just seeing that for a 21-year-old kid who's been playing professional football for 2 to 3 weeks now, he's ahead of where we probably would have pegged him to be at this point, which is great. I don't think that the game is too big for him, too fast for him.
No, not at all.
I think that he's going to continue to learn and to get better and better. And, I think it was important for him to come out and show that he belongs as a top 10 pick. And I think that's what he accomplished. And so that's very exciting as a Vikings fan to just say he checked the boxes today, and he did not pull a Kellen Mond or, like a Jaron Hall and just look lost out there. He looked like he belonged. So that's fantastic. I know that I was watching the One Bar Lupagus show where Justin was on, and he said, he's like 60-40. Sam Darnold start week 1, JJ start week 1. I'm probably closer to 90-10. And the reason that I believe that is just because I feel like this regime has not lied to us very often. I mean, at all. They will tell you their plan and they can pretty much stick to that plan. And I just think that Kevin O'Connell, as of right now, he just seems like he's all in on Darnold, especially the way that the reps are going. But hey, what I'll say is if Justin's right and JJ is that starter week 1, I'm in full support of it. And I think that the kid, like if you put him in there, I don't think, that he's going to be terrible. I think he's going to have ups and downs, of course, like any rookie quarterback, but I think he's going to function in the offense and that the Vikings would be just fine. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, that little bit on from Ben Gosling on Access Vikings, I like that. That was good. But I think it's 60-40. That's what I lean to. Obviously, Darnold's the favorite there. He's just he showed poise. He showed execution. He looked good. Obviously, that's what they've been preaching, which goes back to what we said. But at the same time, I do think McCarthy's being a little undervalued in the grand scheme. I think that's exactly why that Kevin O'Connell hasn't said, Darnold's a starter. Why did he, if Darnold was the true starter from day one, why didn't he, he's shown that he doesn't play quarterbacks on during the preseason. So overall, I just think he's done good and he's probably going to be the starter. But don't rule JJ McCarthy out. I think he's got a lot of potential. 2 more weeks here, a preseason, and Kevin O'Connell said it himself. He really values the joint practices. So if he steps up, dominates a good Browns defense in joint practice, obviously we won't see it outside of maybe a few select clips that we get here and there. But I think that's going to be a big tell. But like you mentioned, like I said, I think Darnold's probably the starter week 1, 60-40.
Yeah, I think like Sam Darnold didn't disappoint. So he didn't disappoint and he did make good throws. I think he commanded the offense a little bit. He's not there was like they do the pep talk before the game and Sam Darnold's like, okay, QB's on 1. Let's go. It's like, come on, Sam, yeah. Let's go. Get some life in you, man. Yeah. I think, I was talking about it. You don't see people going up to interview Sam Darnold. You don't see JJ McCarthy or see Justin Jefferson walking with him, talking to him. It's like, it's almost like the inevitable is going to happen, but it does. Like you guys said, I don't think it's going to happen week 1. We never played Kirk Cousins. We played Sam Darnold. I think it was just to reassure everybody. And again, he doesn't hold the weight as a 10, 12-year veteran does. He had struggled in his previous. He's not going to go in there, and I give him credit. I feel like it's a competition. It's just one's favorite than the other, and he's got to screw up. And Sam Darnold hasn't screwed up, but Justin made a great point. They do heavily weigh these inter-squad practices, and I think there might be, who knows, there might be a change after that. Maybe Sam Darnold struggles. Let's hope not. Let's hope JJ McCarthy plays well. Let's hope he doesn't struggle. And, I did like the fact they didn't play Nick Mullins. We know what we got in Nick Mullins. Right, he's gonna play a lot next week. He's gonna be fine. and he's going to play a lot. Sam Darnold's probably, who knows, probably won't even play.
Yeah, I don't
if
think
anything, still one drive again, and you'll see him get a whole quarter, if not a half, with Nick Mullins. And like we talked about, Jaron Hall, he's playing with the third team, but give him credit. There was one throw that got tipped barely and was a nice throw, but he did get us down there for a field goal to win the game. So I give him a little bit of credit.
He did, but he had like I'm not even kidding you. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he had like 3 batted balls and like 6 or 7 throws, so 6 or 7 throws consecutive. He had 3 balls batted down at the line of scrimmage.
He had that one where the receiver was over here and he threw it over. Yeah, I don't know who screwed up there.
He's not good. He's not.
Someone
good.
did.
But for Hall's perspective, he's played reps in a regular season, true NFL game. I know he's playing with 3s and 4s, but you got to show a pulse. He went a whole quarter.
He did. We won the game.
I know. At the end, he showed a lot. But I mean, the Raiders were calling timeouts. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
What is like they wanted him to? They were like wanted to practice their field goal blocking. They wanted to practice their field goal blocking. So they called timeouts.
Like, let's go. Hey, call me some timeouts. I want to do a game-like situation with Reichard. I'll pay you back some way. Blah blah blah. I don't know. That was
funny.
Judge
Zolgad was hoping and praying that he would not move the ball that much because he wanted to see like a 62-yarder.
Yeah, I was hoping for like a 70 or something crazy.
From walk-off Will, right?
Yeah.
So that, by the way, that's my new nickname.
Walk-off Will?
Yeah, walk-off Will.
No one's been carried off the field more than Greg Joseph has.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was right, because like 4 times have I seen him get carried off the field. It's
those
crazy.
Extra points, though, really get you
extra points.
Get those nails biting in games.
Will got his first game ball, so boosting his confidence. I think the kid's going to be good. He's kicked it. He's been nails in training camp so far. Only 2 missed kicks, both 50+. Yeah. Both came the day after his competition got cut, which I think is complete coincidence. I did not put any stock into that.
You talked about how like people were naysaying at the beginning. I mean, I'm not on Twitter. I'm watching the game, but honestly, I felt a struggle the first half. We had, we didn't get in. We didn't score. We had a field goal blocked. Defense was giving up yardage. We're down 17-7 or what are we? Kenny got a rushing touchdown, so we're down 17-7.5, and we get a field goal block.
Yep.
It wasn't feeling good. So there was some weight there that it didn't feel good. And this is with some of your starters in the game. So
yeah, but you got to realize that they are not game planning. This is not the defense that you're going to see. They're out there playing Donashell defense, which is not what they're about.
But this is what it was like last year, though. We struggled, and what happened? We go 1-3. There's the first preseason win under Kevin O'Connell. So it's like this is our life every year in the preseason. I know it is, and
I
think Viking fans want to see something. And I think a win really helped. I think a win finally really helped.
And I think a lot of that was because of JJ McCarthy and putting up some points while he was in the game.
3 touchdowns while he was the quarterback,
and not relying on somebody like Kellen Mond and Jaron Hall for 3 quarters trying to put points on the board. Right. What's our next topic, Dave? What do we got next?
Let's talk about the true hero of the game. No, I'm kidding. But what did you guys think of Jalen Naylor? Is he the real deal? Is he my wide receiver 3 that I've been talking about since we drafted him?
That guy has been the flashiest, most consistent player in training camp this year, and he showed out in the game. And PFF grades show it. Justin, Purple Persuasion released that today. They sent out a tweet that showed that he was the top PFF rated player. Whether you're someone who takes those grades with a grain of salt or not, I think he passed the eye test. And I think he had 2+ 20-yard reception. Then he had a 19-yard reception. So Speedy was all over the field, looking great.
Yeah, he was he was super good. I think he had the highest receiving grade. He might have been second, but despite that receiving, he was excellent. I thought Jalen Naylor splashed significantly from the eye test with Sam Darnold and with JJ McCarthy. I thought they had some splashes with one another there. And overall, I think he proved that he's the true wide receiver 3. I think there's no doubt that he always has been. It's can he stay healthy? Can he put multiple practices together, multiple games and weeks and so on? If he can stay healthy, he's absolutely the wide receiver 3. No question. He's probably better than KJ Osborne, in my opinion. I never was the highest on him. He was good, but Jalen Nailor has the speed. He's got the skill. He's splashed. It's just, you got to stay on the field. And that's an important part.
Well, him and Tristan Jackson, right? Tristan Jackson, 100 yards, that big touchdown. When I was watching tape of Tristan Jackson after we drafted him, because I had no idea who he was, I looked at him and I said, this guy is an NFL receiver, and I think he's going to have a decent career, as a third, fourth, whatever, fifth receiver, and he's going to be in the league, because I thought he had plenty of talent. I think he's our tallest receiver. Outside of, because N'Keal Harry went to play tight end, but it made me feel good that I think we got a deep room. We still got a very deep room, and Nailor just makes that top even thicker. I've been a fan of his. Every time he gets in a game and he's healthy, he shows out and he makes plays. He seems to be the guy to go to when Justin, when the starters have left the game and stuff like that. So he showed it today. He showed it Saturday. He got that opportunity, and sure enough, he was the wide receiver 1, and that it looked like in that first drive. So I love him.
Yeah, I don't need to see anything else from him in the preseason. Put him
on
ice
away and bubble wrap.
Exactly. Coming into training camp, we were worried about the depth of the wide receiver room, and now I feel great about it. With Jalen Nailor locked in as your 3, Brendan Powell as your 4, and realistically, I expect them to kind of be rotating as the 3. So hopefully, we see a little bit more Nailor as the 3, and then Powell as the true 4, and then Tristan Jackson's your 5.
I think he makes the team. Yeah.
I would definitely agree to that. I think that's an accurate assessment. Tristan Jackson, I thought, is exceeded above and beyond expectations. I think he has a really special chemistry with JJ McCarthy. It seems like all the splashy plays in training camp, shout out Dustin, who's been snapping picks in training camp. It seems like the connection between him and JJ's there. And now it just executed into the game with probably arguably the best play of the preseason for a rookie quarterback. I liked it the best. I don't think, there might have been that other one from Jaden Daniels. That was a big bomb. That was kind of cool. But overall, that was the play of the game. Perfect execution. I think he makes the team too. So I agree with that.
Oh, definitely. And talk about a survivor. I mean, his first year, he's an undrafted free agent. Yeah. And we got rid of a player. We got rid of drafted players and kept him. So, and he's survived on this team. Actually, I think he might have been injured. That's why he probably was able to get stashed that.
He shows a flash injured, and then everybody holds on to it.
He got stashed that first year, so he was able to survive the cuts. And hey, luckily, and now he's here 3 years later. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. But think about it. You got an undrafted free agent and then you got Nailor, who is the 6th round draft pick. That's the only thing. Making up for that first draft of Kwesi is that the back half of that draft right now, because even Asamoah, I saw him just flat out miss a tackle. So it's like, I don't know, we missed on the first 4 rounds, it seems. Maybe Ed Ingram's still our starter, but it doesn't seem like we really hit the jackpot early in that first draft. And but the last 2 drafts been great. So, but hey, that undrafted free agents in the 5th and 6th spot, and Nick Muse from that first draft, they're still there. They're still playing. They do look pretty good.
Yeah, Nick Muse has actually impressed me. That catch that he had from JJ McCarthy to get that first down was an absolute bullet. He's been catching everything in training camp. So it seems like Minnesota's kind of got a tight end whisperer on our staff, because these guys are progressing, and
they've been hoarding them. That's for sure.
Yeah,
they've been picking them up. They've been drafting them. They want them, and Muse played good. I 100% agree that he had an excellent game. He was the 4th highest graded PFF player on the offense. So give him some more snaps. I think he makes a team. I think he makes a team with maybe Hawk on PUP or IR or whatever they want to start the season off. We'll see.
So the Vikings,
we already traded Andrew Booth Jr.
Exactly.
What's next? Is Lewis Steen?
So we cut ties with Andrew Booth Jr., basically traded one failing corner for another one in Dallas, a guy who probably won't even make the team, to be honest with you. But so now we're talking about Lewis Steen. accounts from Judd Zolgad and Matthew Collar, their opinions was that he had some plays where he could have laid the lumber on a couple guys, and he did not look interested in hitting. I don't know if this is a confidence issue, but I do know that from most accounts, he's been getting work with the third team mostly in training camp, and he was in this game rather early with the second teamers. I'm wondering if they wanted tape on him to try to, get a team to bite at the apple and trade for Lewis Cine. What's your take on that, Justin?
Yeah, that's a good, interesting thing. And they did it with Booth, and Booth didn't even have any tape, so I don't know what they're going off with. Cine, I didn't think played very well, like from a safety perspective, but he was the highest graded special teams player at PFF. So maybe they're trying to put some tape. He did make I think 1 or 2 tackles, I think, on special teams. It's real weird. Yeah, it's real weird with the new kickoff rules. I mean, that's another topic in general, but I mean, maybe Cine, he has to show a pulse on special teams if he's going to make the roster here for the Vikings. Mm-hmm. If they're borderline, like we got another player who's more promising on offense or defense, we'll probably go with them. But I think that's the only way that Lewis Cine can make it is he shows a pulse at safety and kind of dominates special teams for the next couple games. But we'll see. And overall, I lean towards he's gone. He's probably gone.
I do too. He's got the athletic profile to be a great special teamer. But the question is the desire there, is the want to there, or does he feel like he's above that? So.
I mean, you're a doctor. I mean, this is probably a legit question for you, but what's the PTSD like with like snapping your leg literally almost in half? I still think there's something there with that maybe he just can't cut as like he doesn't trust his leg, or he's, there's something that just is a half a second, quarter second delay, but that shuts you off from the NFL, from a player.
Yeah. So I think he had a compound tib-fib fracture. So he likely has a plate on the fibula and the tibia with screws in there. Okay. And once the bone heals, the biggest issue with that is just coming back from a period of inactivity and rehabbing and getting up to your speed and everything. There is some irritation that can happen from the hardware. It's unusual that will ever have to come out. And you may have some neuritis, some inflammation of the nerve in the area, which is just common after surgery, but no real like lasting effects or concerns with re-injury or anything like that. So
what about the mental side? Like, is there like, you just don't trust it? I mean, that might not be your expertise.
Yeah. Again, like, like you said, just treating pro athletes, it is different, right? Like, so my job as a surgeon is to see broken bone, fix broken bone. And then you have these athletic trainers that work with the team. They're diving into how fast they want to really progress them, as long as the surgeon's okay with signing off on some of that stuff in terms of, usually I'm just talking about weight bearing restrictions for several weeks. And then after they're okay to weight bear, the athletic trainers just kind of taking them on their own route there. But confidence can be an issue for probably a year after an injury like this. And this guy is the type of player in college who was just flying at 100 miles an hour downhill, hitting everything super hard. And so it doesn't look like that does not look like Lewis Cine in the preseason. Would you agree? Like, I have not seen that, a guy flying 100 miles an hour, making hits. It just doesn't, I don't recognize the player I watched at college that I see in the Vikings right now. So maybe it is a confidence issue. I don't know.
One thing for sure is the IQ of my channel just went up at least 50 points. Listen to you talk about neuritis and all sorts of fancy words.
That was good stuff. That was good.
Man.
There's a new side of football.
That's why I got him on the first time, is to talk about the Achilles injuries.
And anytime we have a Vikings injury, we'll be talking about it on the show, and hopefully that brings in new listeners and they can learn something. So, and then you can aggregate me. So there we go.
There we go. How does the defense look so far, guys?
Yeah, I mean, in training camp, from all accounts, from what I'm seeing from the beat writers, it's the same old B-flow, aggressive-ass defense. I know the quarterback said they were excited to see something much more vanilla. I'm not worried about the defense. In our last show, I said I think they have a ceiling of top 10 if everything goes correctly. Yes, even with a pretty bad corner room. Hell, if we sign Stephon Gilmore tomorrow and we have Shaq Griffin on one outside corner, Stephon Gilmore on the outside, Byron Murphy in the slot, we can win with that. I'm fine with that. What do you guys think?
I think that's a perfect, that's like the vision, but there's always something that's like throwing us a loop. An injury, somebody's out. It's not too bad of an injury, but they got to nurse it a little bit. I think that's throwing a dynamic to it. The corners were a complete disaster, I thought, yesterday. I mean, Byron Murphy looked lost. Nobody else showed.
How about getting faked out of his jock?
Oh, I mean, it was so bad,
Yeah.
and I think Kwesi and KOC, they see it. It's very obvious. Brian Flores is probably pounding his fist like, I need another corner. I think Stephon Gilmore is I think I said earlier today on ONL is 99%. It's a lock. I think they have something agreed to. It's just maybe a formality or a quick physical or something like that.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, well, I heard it here first. But overall, it's I think it's a good situation, and I think the defense is going to be good. I really like Dallas Turner. I really like what I saw from the front seven. And overall, I think it's the secondary that's going to be a problem. I mean, we got Hitman. Metellus didn't really shine. Cam Bynum was really down.
Theo Jackson, star of camp so far.
Yeah, he
didn't
was
do anything.
Literally the lowest graded player on PFF. It was like, I can't believe I got it up right here.
There was one play that at Caleb Evans
34.5. That is atrocious.
And again,
one play where Caleb Evans
not the
did
right
stand
defense.
out. Murphy missed a tackle, then the very next play he was left on an island.
Oh, I was like, I can't believe.
I'm like, Evans is gonna get nope. He made the play. What the? Oh, that's awesome.
They're probably playing coverages this game that they did not practice in training camp because this is not going to be the defense. So I personally, I don't care about the preseason game and the defense that we saw or the grades that we saw. In terms of the defense, I think B-Flow is going to have these guys ready for week one. It's going to look completely different.
Van Ginkel, you got Gennard didn't play. So you're missing two key aspects of that deal. I'm really LDR, Levi, Drake, Rodriguez. I'm really
stoked
for
ask
him.
you about.
Levi and Dallas look great.
And I think the D line is not like a problem like how it has been maybe in the past. I think fans really, especially the interior, I think it's going to be fine. I think the run defense is a little subpar from the interior, but I think the exterior is so well built that I think Flores is going to use a lot of those guys like as the 3 technique and the 3-4, just shoving them in the middle, and it's going to be sweet. It's going to be super fun.
And Levi looks bigger than I thought he was.
Oh, he's big.
Yeah, he looks a lot bigger.
It's John Randall. It's legit John Randall. I have that out. He's got the war paint. He's doing like the same move.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, and they have personalities. That's
he came through on that twist. They ran a stunt up the middle when he got that sack, and he came through, and he's just got his arms like up in the air. He was ready. Big man.
He's a fighter.
That quarterback's like, oh shit, here we go.
And they're fighting for play.
Pick.
He wants to grind. He wants to get up there. Like he's got like 6, 7, 8, snaps, whatever a game. Maybe that's all he gets, but he wants to go, and that's how he wants to prove himself. And I'm really
he had a lot of teams calling him to pick him up as a UDFA as a priority, and the Vikings did the smart thing and drafted him.
Agree 100%, Dave.
Talk a little bit about Dallas Turner. Did he just flash a play or two, or was he solid the whole game?
I think he played
or the whole time he was in there.
I think he played at least a quarter. I think that I can remember. I don't have all the snap counts total, but Turner, he had that big sack. He looked just, in my opinion, he looked just like Everson Griffin and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name.
Danielle Hunter.
It looks like it combined them together, and like they both showed like the spin move that Hunter has, and then also with just Everson Griffin's just on you. He just like barreled on you, and he reminds me of that. And I think he's got so much potential. Huge underrated talker of this offseason, just with McCarthy.
He's flown under the radar.
Yeah, he was literally the number 1 draft pick for like on the defensive side of the ball. Like not number 1 overall, but like everybody was targeting him. Can't believe we got him at 17th. And I think he's just scratching the surface, and I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. He may not be the starter in Flores' defense on day one, but I think he's gonna splash, and I think it showed yesterday. It's pretty cool.
Here's a couple players, and I'm gonna save we have a question at the end, so I won't talk about them. But did you see much from Gabriel Murphy?
He was out.
He was out. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I think he got injured a couple practices.
I'm the least prepared on this show. No, but Owen Porter at the end of the game pretty much saved it by making 2 nice plays at the end of the game that allow us to get the ball back. And what does a player like that have to do to move up the depth chart? Just, I guess, keep doing that. But what's his shot of making the team? In hell? Or
I mean, he's an undrafted free agent. I think there's a lot of hype of these UDFAs coming into camp. There's at least 5 that I can think of that were like keep your eyes on these. They're making plays. I think a couple of them kind of underperformed yesterday. One preseason, joint practices, a couple more to go. Nothing to worry about. I do think at least 2, maybe even 3 of those guys do end up making the roster. But Owen Porter, he splashed and he made plays.
Yeah, big time.
And it wasn't like the biggest plays where like everyone's like, yeah, how fast can I clip this and put it on social media? Like he's not that type of player yet. Maybe he does, and hopefully he will be on the Vikings. But overall, I thought
when the announcers use the word dominating,
yeah.
I mean that's
him and Bo Richter were like my top 2, like complete domination for the UDFA. Dwight McLaughlin, I think he kind of was a no-show. The whole cornerback room was not good, and
we'll cut to this.
And Andre Carter, yeah.
Yeah, Bo Richter is a guy that I was excited about with his RAS scores being like 9.97. That guy is an athletic freak.
Athletic freak. That's what Quincy likes, the freaks.
Yep. Out of Air Force, and he just doesn't have the measurables to get drafted. And there was a guy on Twitter, the Brohian, I think his Twitter handle is.
Brohian.
Yeah, and he tweeted so Bo Richter retweeted his tweet saying, how this guy's an athletic freak, he's going to destroy it. And then, so now they're like buddy, and that's pretty funny. But anyways, Bo had a great game. That guy just moves different, man. He's fast. I think he had a stunt where he started outside, came inside real quick, left the tackle and just dusted him for a sack. So that we see guys all the time in preseason who have production, like Deshaun Bauer or some of these guys, Hercules Mataafa maybe or something that we've seen in the past, and they don't make the team.
That's a name to remember, right there.
Yeah, right. And Bo might have a shot. He might have that snowball chance in hell to make the team because he's got the tools. And I think it does come down to these 2 guys, Andre Carter or Bo, in my opinion. And Andre Carter, he had a tackle for a loss in the game. Nice run stop there.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't flash when I watch him. He's got length for days, but he doesn't look like he knows how to use it. Maybe he's another practice squad for a year. But Bo's got the tools.
Yeah, practice squad guy, and he survived last year, practice squad, and he hasn't really shown anybody like I gotta have him. So he might still be a project.
I think they wanted him to get a little bit bigger than what he is. Nobody's said that, and that's just my opinion.
He's got the body composition of Sasquatch, the long, thin body.
He's got to get thicker.
Dallas Grant, guys. #1 overall graded PFF player on the defense, and he played like 27 something snaps. So it's not like that's like a top 5 on defense yesterday. So that's who the heck is he?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
I remember.
He's
I remember him standing out.
Yeah, he's a UDFA. Maybe he's like the guy everybody's talking about, Owen Porters and Gabriel Murphys and so on. But maybe it's just Dallas Grant. But we'll see.
Yeah. And then the McCain had a big play too. When
big hit stick.
Blew that guy out.
Big hit stick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. Clean too.
That was. It was good.
So kickoff game,
here's a
in my opinion,
transition from defense to the kickoff game.
Kickoff game, in my opinion.
What do you guys think of the new rules? How do you think we looked?
It's just kind of boring right now because they're not doing anything. It's just straight ahead, and nobody's like doing any schematics or game planning with it. So right now, I agree with Justin Jefferson. He was like, "You got to show me something, like show me an actual return, and then I'll like have an opinion about it." But I like that. I like that it's a new rule and that it's making me watch the game rather than, blowing that play off because it's returned less than 10% of the time. I think there's only one kickoff return or something in the Super Bowl last year. So I like what they're doing with it, but right now it's kind of boring. And I'd like to, just fast forward to the season and see, okay, what does Matt Daniels have up his sleeve? Because I do believe Matt Daniels is one of the better special teams coaches in this league. And he seems kind of giddy. Like, wait till you see what we're working on. So we'll see.
Well, I was kind of thinking that they would have, eventually would have like plays like offensive line would have like traps and pulling people, crisscrossing and, catching, blocking people at angles and stuff like that. I thought I would eventually see some of that.
2 interesting points, actually, I just thought of off of this. Number 1, there was that safety in the Chiefs game. Do you guys see that?
No.
So the ball was like a squib type kick that I think it went into the end zone, and then the guy started to bring it out and then kneed it in the end zone. In the past, that would have been a touchback under the previous rule.
A violation, isn't it?
Yeah, now it's a safety. So
Yeah.
that's something interesting. A little bit of a rule
you got to
change
bring
there.
it out.
Yeah. No, I think it was because it came out. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch
I've seen
that.
it sometimes where someone's brought it out a step and then stepped back and
Well, yeah,
kneeled.
that's what I thought he was saying. Like he started to bring it out, then backed up, and then it was a safety. I don't know.
Well, the other
Maybe
thing, though,
that's
too, is that the NFL kickers are trying to do that squib thing, and I've seen 2 miss, and they've gone out to the 40. It happened in the Vikings game, actually. Daniel Carlson missed the squib.
So it didn't get in the landing area.
That's interesting that they're trying to do that in the preseason already, and so far I haven't really seen it work too well.
Yeah, I think the whole kick return game is going to be interesting this offseason or this upcoming season. I honestly, I think Kane is going to be the kick returner. I think they're just hiding him, and they're going to unleash. I mean, I think it was Tristan, something like there was like some no names like doing kick returns. Like
Thomas.
These people are, they are Thomas. These people are like fringe, like maybe make the roster or not, and maybe they do because of this new kick return. Because it's not just how fast you can be; it's you need some like agility and some.
We need a 4.7 guy from Appalachian State returning.
I don't know if it's too speed. I think you need a little wiggle and you need some speed, but you need some body too because they come at you so fast. But if you can make that first guy miss, I really think there's going to be a lot of touchdowns scored, and I think it's going to change games. And I think the Vikings are hiding it. And I think
we know Kenny's our kick returner. Right, but will he get more carries after that? After taking it to
I don't know, maybe
taking it to a house call.
The thing
SKOL DOC.
The thing is, he can do that because he's got the speed to do that. He really didn't even need to make a cut. He hit that hole and he was gone. I don't think that they're going to give him more carries per se. I think it's going to be a 50-50 split between Ty Chandler and Aaron Jones. But I'm impressed. Anytime that guy gets the ball on a stretch play or hits the hole that's blocked perfectly, it's going to be exciting because he is the fastest Minnesota Vikings player.
But did he get this? Did he get the snaps over Gaskin? So was Chandler? Was he next, or was Gaskins after?
I think Gaskins was after.
I think he was maybe, and then McBride was dead last.
Kenny got that touchdown in the first half, right?
I don't
he did.
No.
Yeah, he did.
He did the first half? Okay.
Kenny Wong was the one who scored that long.
Yeah,
Okay, JJ had the other two. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he got the.
Yeah, and then Gaskin, I think, came in at the third quarter, I believe.
And he didn't look bad either.
No, I thought he was like, oh my, who is this guy? I was like, Gaskin.
He's good. He's just small. Yeah. He's just tiny.
McBride.
He could be a good
McBride returned a kick too.
McBride has stone hands. Like, dude cannot catch the football.
Disappointing.
He caught like 6 balls during his time in college.
Well, and you said that Ty Chandler and Aaron Jones might split carries. Honestly, I still think it's heavily Aaron Jones, but I think they'll split carries because
that's what I was thinking.
I think Aaron Jones is going to be probably just a better all around blocker receiver.
Aaron Jones a two down back easily, and maybe even 3.
It's going to be refreshing to see his ability to catch the football because we haven't really seen that out of a running back since Chester Taylor. Adrian Peterson, Dalvin Cook a little bit, but not really. I mean, Dalvin Cook gets screens, but he hasn't really been a factor catching legit passes down the field. Aaron Jones is the guy you can send on a fly route, a wheel route up the field, and he'll catch that 40 yards down the field.
Yeah, going back to the other question, though, Dwayne McBride, top runner of the day from the Vikings on PFF, 69.7, 3 snaps, and JJ McCarthy was actually a sneaky third there of the 5 with 11 snaps total. So that's pretty interesting.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about JJ McCarthy. Did you see the look on Kevin O'Connell's face on that 3rd and 12?
Oh yeah, he ran. Was that the one where he ran for the first down
and tried to cut?
He got it though, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Not the one where he did the half spin.
Not the 3rd and 12. No.
Oh, not the third. I thought the one where he dove for the first down.
Well, first of all, I don't know if he had a little more time to look downfield. I think, and that was like one of those things. One of those things last year. Remember when Dobson was running? When there was people open. And McCarthy and O'Connell was pissed. You could see the look on his face. That was the look he gave. And I was wondering if it was the run or there maybe was somebody open that he just totally missed. So
probably both. But Justin, this is the play right before the blocked field goal. So JJ escaped right. started the run for the first down. Met two players 6 yards short of the first down. Tried to do like a little spin out of it. And I think it's like, no, I'm just gonna go down here.
Go down, yeah. That's O'Connell's like,
no need to risk your life.
Yeah. We're in preseason mode right now.
Yeah, knowing
what I didn't like was that we ran the ball twice to make it 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I hate second and long runs. God. I hate that.
Run, pass. That's how it is in preseason.
Yep. But will Jaron Hall get cut? Does he make the team or practice squad even?
Practice squad possibly make the team. Absolutely not. He's not making the 53. I think for sure. Obviously, got Darnold and JJ McCarthy are going to make the team. I lean towards Nick Mullins and keeping him. There are some talks of maybe trading him, or if they could get something. I think Nick Mullins is going to get plenty of play time here this upcoming Saturday in the preseason game. So maybe they're going to showcase him in a little bit. I know we talked about that. But Jaron Hall is a cut. Maybe they bring him back as a practice squad. But I think the team will take a flyer on him. A lot of these desperate quarterback needy teams, they'll take a flyer on a 5th round from a previous year and kind of see what they can do.
There were teams I think out there that liked him, just probably weren't going to draft him that as high as we did.
Yeah.
Well, that whole draft of players went higher. Than
all the quarterbacks were going like a lot lower.
They all went higher than.
Well, it might have been because of the COVID and like kind of was throwing the age stuff off with a lot of players. We're kind of starting to feel that with the draft picks and stuff. But Jaron Hall he wasn't very good either. So
yeah, in my opinion, honestly that difficult.
I couldn't even.
His best drive was when he got a concussion last year.
Literally, it was a wide open Madison. He did nothing. He ran like 5 plays. You can't make an assessment on that. And watching him play like yesterday, I can't believe we threw him out there like in a game like last season. He's not good.
Well, weren't they coming off the Cincinnati loss with Mullins where he threw a ball falling backwards into the belly of a defensive tackle?
Yeah, he did.
That was a tough one.
Well, there's some context there. You're told not to take a sack, on 3rd down, and you're in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? And he's getting
trying
tackled.
to. Mullins wasn't the problem. It was just that we were snake bit last season, and
our defense couldn't stop anybody while he was quarterback. He had to press and try to make plays at the end of games and throwing picks. And I don't throw, his arm strength's not there. Doesn't have it, but he was slinging the ball last year, and I like him. I like him as a backup. I have no problem with him being a backup.
Mullins is baby Favre. Hell of a lot of fun. If you're gonna lose, at least have fun.
Plus, he knows his role. He knows his role, and he's a team player and sheds tears and in interviews about the way he played. He cares, and I think he's in other players' ears helping him out. So I really like Mullins in that role.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he's a rich man's Sean Mannion.
Rich man Sean Mannion. That's a good way to put it.
But I'm all out of questions. You got anything, SKOL DOC?
No, I think that's it. Just thank you for coming on, Justin. Appreciate talking ball with you. We're happy to have you. This is the 3rd episode now of House Calls with SKOL DOC, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. We made it, man. And you were my first guest. So,
oh, wow, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be on. Thanks for the invite. And we don't live too far from each other, so let's hang out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one more time, guys, that's at TPP SKOL. Absolutely need to follow the Purple Persuasion. They are on top of any and all Vikings news. So make sure you follow that. Please like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Dave, for joining us tonight. And SKOL, everybody.